This is the PXG Black Ops driver, the fresh one on the market for 2024. I'm playing around with the heavier weights in the head to see how much difference we get left to right, up and down, from the heavier weight being in the back, heel, and the toe. Now to tell which weight we've got, you look into here, there's no paint coloring or anything in that weight there. This one and this one are the same, fresh out the box. And then there's an extra one in the back that has an extra bit of paint. There's light color paint and dark color paint in the back of that. And this one is the 12.5 gram weight. We're gonna put that in the back, in the middle, and have a look at what it does. So I'm going to do my best to routinely hit through these golf balls, and I'm gonna try and deliver the same pattern through each shot. I have the same target in my mind. That was a little bit off the toe. If we had a weight at the front of the golf club in the middle, we hit the ball in the center and we get more ball speed because there's more mass directly behind that strike. When we hit it off center, however, it twists around that point. This is the theory. We put that weight in the back of the driver, we go off the toe and heel, and we don't get as much twist. So that is the most forgiving place to put the weight in this driver, and most drivers in general that have this mechanism. But that doesn't help when you swing it that badly. So I'll most likely discount that one from the test because it was particularly awful. All right, let's concentrate. Good. 311. Similar sort of pattern, nice little draw, loads of height in the shot. Getting right up there. Now, I would ideally want to bring that flight down. And I could do that by moving the weight forward, which we'll do shortly, but we could also change the loft on the head. We could put the loft at a lower loft setting if I wanted to maintain the forgiveness from that weight. It does feel like it goes off the club face, which is nice to see. Same sort of shot, it's my normal sort of draw, around that same sort of distance. So this is shot 5, but I've got 3 of them doing a very similar thing. Again, I've got the same target in my mind. Out to the right. Is it drawing back? Is it? Is it? Not quite. That'll do though. So the heavy weight in the back is coming out. Let's get the lighter one in the heel out. And when we put these back in, you might want to go counterclockwise to the left. Get it to click. And then go righty-tighty, just to make sure those threads are sitting in the right place when you try and tighten it. Let's get that 12.5 gram weight in the heel. Now I think PXG have always done quite well in their left to right variants because there is a big gap between these two weights. There's a big separation. When I've tried drivers that have a tighter gapping between those two weights, we get less variation in the flight. All right, let's give this one a knock. Again, weight in the heel. I'm going at the same thing. I'm trying to feed the same target. Nice high draw, maintained quite a lot of height, which is nice. That seems to have pretty decent distance on it. There it is, raw. I did get a little bit more release on that. Sometimes with the weight in the heel, the toe's lighter, so it's easier to get that toe over. But another way of thinking is that we bring the center of gravity down here, so we've got more surface area in the toe that encourages draw. When we bring the weight to that toe side, we've got more area of the club face that encourages fade. Let's bring this heavy 12.5 gram weight out of the heel. I think these lighter ones are 2, but it doesn't say it on there. But you can see there's less material, less mass inside those weights. Lighter one on the heel, one click, heavy weight on the toe. Whoa. Okay, definitely felt that face stay more open. So I think if you want to hit a fade or want to take away an overdraw, you can use that to encourage that motion. We'll see how much by shortly. Same target, same intention. Just turning over. That was struck out the toe, which would encourage draw spin. But I feel like that's just maintained quite well. So that one went 325. I struck it out the toe of the club, and I feel like there's more mass on that toe right now, so it maintained a lot of speed. Come back. Come back. Oh, it's easy to... I can't do that with the weight in the heel. Did hang out to the right. So this data is just the club data, no ball data. Smash factor, fairly consistent, more speed in the draw. Very similar speed, so I've put very similar speed but through each golf ball. I'm getting more speed with the weight in the draw and the fade setting, weight at the front of the face. Paths fairly similar, a bit more in to out on the fade setting, okay, so it's harder to bring it back in. Variance 0.7, 0.7, 0.7, so the variance is the same within each set. And hitting up on the ball 5 degrees, give or take, variance 0.7, a bit more variance in the fade in how much up I hit on it. So just in terms of the offline, I'm looking at this column here. With the weight in the back of the golf club, I was 12 yards left. With the weight in the heel of the golf club, I was also 12 yards left. I've only just gone further. With the weight in the toe of the golf club, I was 14 yards right. When I look at this area here, I had one left shot with the fade setting and the others were hanging out to the right. If I take that one anomaly out, then it does tidy up the data there. So I'm definitely on the left-hand side with the back and the draw setting. Then I go to the fade setting and bosh, I'm over here. Higher spin with the back and the draw settings, lower spin with the fade settings. Even though I had the face more open, that would normally add spin, but we've actually kept it nice and low. Launch angle higher because that face is more open, but it's not adding more spin. That's interesting. Ball speed was actually slower. I think the quality of my striking was maybe a little bit down on this setting, but I still got more out of it on average. And with that one anomaly shot taken out that overdrew that I caught off the toe, the average is 34 yards to the right-hand side. So we're looking like 50 yards, over 50 yards of variance from these settings of left to right. One thing to consider here is if you have a shaft that has more torque and more twist on it, these weights will make more difference because it manipulates the shaft that little bit more. With a shaft that has lower torque and doesn't twist as much down here, you might see less variance left to right. But in terms of consistency with old models to this model, we're still getting a really good healthy difference left to right. Getting that weight in the fade setting for me is really good because I can get it to feel like the Tour one, but actually have more forgiveness in general because it's a bigger club head. I just need to play around with shafts and stuff and see how much I can get out of this bad boy.